We have been informed, and what, informs us forms us. So there's been a breakdown in that we have a realization that maybe we're not who we say we are. That people have just so chipped away at our identity that we can't even have an honest conversation. That we make up things about our identity. And I sometimes wonder where that's coming from. Is that coming from your environment? Is it coming from your work? Is it coming from your parents? Who's that coming from? Just, we have our truth. Well, I'm not making up truth up here. I'm not making it up. And you got in the room, so you're going to hear what I believe, okay? So just to say, I'm a big old mom here. And I just have had a life experience. I've lived a life already. And I've seen some things that work, some things that don't, some things I've had to change dramatically about my thinking. When I was raised racist, I had to change. Do you understand? I changed and condemned racism in my family lineage. That's change. We need real mental change. This is the three things. One, identity. And we were searching for who we are because we're broken, right? We're so searching, and we're finding all of these new identity answers because we are searching. And part of that searching comes from what God put in us. 64 years on the road, and I'm still saying, who am I? Who am I? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying, who am I? Because we're always changing. Erwin said in the last service, we've been married almost 40 years, and he's had a different wife almost every year. I didn't think it was as funny. Because I'm like, who am I? Who can I be this time? After one service, he says, Kim, after I spoke, he said, I didn't marry a black woman. Because my whole talk was in like that, I was so sorry. I said, well, but I'm from the South, and I just love it, But we have our moments. Look, he gave you your identity, and the identity is the thing that's really, the fight right now is like over people's identity. And I'm thinking, it's an age-old story. Let's see what God has to say in Psalms 139. He goes like this. I'm going to do it out of the Voice translation. 13. For you shaped me inside and out. This is David, King David, talking of God. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. Long before I took my first breath, I will offer you my grateful heart, for I am your unique creation, filled with wonder and awe. You've approached even the smallest details with excellence. Your works are what? And I carry this knowledge deep in my what? That word shaped me is like God gives you his gifts in order for you, and he shapes you with those gifts, by the way, in order for you to give those gifts and be the gift to the world that it needs. And when he gives you those gifts, you have everything you absolutely need in life. And this passage, for he shaped me inside and out. We focus on the out, but we don't always focus on the inside shaping. And God took you before you were a thought, before you were conceived, and he knit you together. And that is not Grandma God sitting in her rocking chair, sewing and knitting a little doll of you. So don't have that image. But what it says is he knit you, he took your parts, and it was almost like he took like what you would intertwine large sticks with. And he intertwined those sticks in order to make a fortress, a shield, a protection, and it was you. It was you. That's how he knit you together. He compiled you. He did all of the investigating. He thought about you. He separated you. He says he observed you. That's a Hebrew word that said he separated you out for distinction, and he picked you out of the crowd, and he set you there, and he says he thought about you, and this is the way he made you. Now, I know that seems oversimplified. I didn't write the book. I'm just saying, that's been my life experience as I've journeyed this road with God, that he actually does pick you out of obscurity and he deals with you individually.